you and I were talking before going on the air. I think the last 2 years, she's been as good as she was 4 or 5 years ago.
I don't think there's any question about it, and I'm hoping that she will be able to play on the 2020 Olympic team. Now, I know people might say, wow, she'll be 40, but I think she can do it, and I believe Teresa Edwards, who played in 5 Olympic Games, was 40 when she played in her 5th Olympics.
Think about Sue Bird, a part of 2 WNBA title teams in Seattle, paired with Lauren Jackson for many years. Now a very talented lineup. Crystal Langhorne in the middle. Jewel Lloyd in her 3rd year out of Notre Dame. Brianna Stewart out of UConn. And somebody who's playing really well right now, Alicia Clark, 6th year out of Middle Tennessee State. Debbie, 3 straight games in double figures, 18 points per game, shooting 81% from the field.
You know, I'm a big fan of hers because she is a self-made player. She turned herself into a scorer.
They double Bird, in trouble, and she has to get a timeout 17 seconds into the game.
What a great double team by Indiana, great trap, and you take Sue Bird's vision away, and that's what you have to do is
So the early timeout, Seattle has it, and Bird launches and hits a 3. That's what she wanted. Call the early timeout, knock home a 3.
You know, you look at them at Synergy, and after timeouts, it is very difficult to find a tendency because they have so many weapons, and Jenny Busick does such a good job of going to the hot hand.
And now Marissa Coleman to tie it. It's short, but the long rebound out to Shanice Johnson. Tough loss on Wednesday, 98-90 in overtime to Phoenix. And you talk about a tough schedule to start. 2 games already against Phoenix, 3 against Seattle, 2 against Dallas. You've already played LA, who you beat.
It's good to be able to say you got Seattle done with, you know, because you don't want to have to play them at the end when it matters for a playoff spot.
It was Seattle a year ago that battled late. They won 5 of their last 6 to clinch the 7th spot in the playoffs.
And the reason why I say that, Chris, is because I think they're so good. Right now in the WNBA Power Poll, which is a poll I get to vote in, they're the 2nd team, and they're very good. I have them at number 2 behind Minnesota.
And guess who Indiana gets to play on Sunday? Washington, who's playing very well. I mean, it does not get easy. Candace Dupree. Dupree had 23 points, a season high on Wednesday in the loss against her former team, the Phoenix Mercury. Fever had the ball, final possession, chance to win the game. Erica Wheeler missed, went to overtime. It was dominated on a night that Brittany Griner scored 38 points, a career high. Wheeler for 3, and we're tied.
What a great sign for Indiana, for Erica Wheeler to show a lot of confidence taking that triple. Had a great conversation with her and Larkins before the game about the NBA playoffs tonight, which is at 9 o'clock.
And so a foul is called on Sue Bird. And a turnover, Seattle. And Candace Dupree will inbound the basketball. Erica Wheeler. Again, no Breon January tonight. January is out after suffering the injury Wednesday, the left Achilles strained tendon. It's day-to-day. They thought it might be a little bit more serious, so that's a nice move by Erlana Larkins.
You know, Larkins has to look to be aggressive, and when she gets the one-on-one, she's capable of scoring, just like that.
Here's a 3 by Clark, who continues her red-hot shooting.
Amazing, really. I mean, she is such a terrific player, and you know, she's the 5th option on this team on the floor right now, and she's shooting like that. That makes them really tough to beat.
Shooting 57% on the year. That's 6th in the league. Johnson off the screen, finds Coleman. Shot clock down to 7. Bad pass picked up by Lloyd. Lloyd goes coast to coast and missed the layup. It's tipped back to Coleman.
Jewel Lloyd almost landed in the lap of her college coach, Muffet McGraw, who's sitting over there on the baseline.
Muffet here with her husband Matt, her son Murphy, and Brianna Stewart has the rebound. Seattle 4-1 at home, 1-1 on the road. They were victorious in San Antonio on Tuesday, 85-76. Continue this road trip Sunday at Madison Square Garden against New York. Bird is short, and Dupree the rebound. Last time these teams played, Seattle shot 61% in a 94-70 win in Seattle at Key Arena back on May 28th. And there's Muffet McGraw, longtime coach at Notre Dame, so successful and has so many players now playing in the WNBA. Here able to watch Jewel Lloyd tonight and Natalie Achanwa for the Indiana Fever.
She also has players in management. Ruth Riley, part of her 2001 national championship team, is in charge of the San Antonio franchise.
Yeah, new head coach in Vicki Johnson. That's a drive and a miss by Wheeler.
This is where Sue Bird's really dangerous, Chris. Indiana does a good job of getting back and forcing Seattle to run offense. You don't want to play in the transition game with them.
Clark looking to Langhorne, but skips the ball over to Lloyd. Good three-point shooting team. And now Bird with the shot clock at 1, hit the rim, rebounded by Stewart, who lays it in. I mean, give a lot of credit to Sue Bird for keeping that possession alive.
Just good time and score, and then Breanna Stewart, who is their best offensive rebounder, getting to the glass.
Breanna Stewart, so much size, trying to guard Dupree, and Candace Dupree.
Did you see that ball fake, Chris? Now that's the way you make the defense shift. She freed up that lane, did Candace Dupree, by ball faking Sue Bird out of help.
That's a turnover, Seattle. Dupree averaging 15 points per game on the year.
Watch, beautiful. Sue Bird could have stayed there to help Breanna Stewart until she was able to get in position. But the ball fake freed up the lane. It was a beautiful play. I love watching Candace Dupree because there's nothing flashy. It's solid. She has great numbers this season. She has really fit in nicely in Indiana's system for Pokey Chapman.
Five-time All-Star, played her first 4 years in Chicago, 7 years in Phoenix. A part of the 2014 Mercury Championship team. With a championship herself, Erlana Larkins. The Fever won it back in 2012. And that's off the foot on loose on the floor. Shot clock down to 3. And Clark in a jump ball. Now, turnovers, I mentioned, talked to Pokey Chapman before the game. That was a problem on Wednesday night. 21 turnovers. Phoenix scored 33 points, Debbie.
Yeah, and see right here, a miscommunication. So Larkins is coming into a step-up screen. And Shanice is trying to make the bounce pass into the post-up.
2 seconds on the shot clock for Indiana if they control the tip. Clark tips it to Stewart. Breanna Stewart, Rookie of the Year last year. Also second team All-WNBA. She averaged 18 points per game. Lloyd, skip pass to Clark, fakes the 3, drives on Wheeler. And a foul on Erica Wheeler.
It's a great skip pass by Jewel Lloyd because the rotations for Indiana were all the way over to help side. You throw that skip, it's tough to recover. Clark makes a nice move putting it on the floor.
Natalie Achanwa is in, so a pair of Notre Dame Fighting Irish in, and the second 3 for Sue Bird. Only shooting 29% in the first 7 games. She's made a pair here.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Sue Bird's percentages because she's so valuable and adds so much to the offense. If she has an open shot, I would want her to take it for sure.
Tiffany Mitchell is in for the first time, has been a starter with the injuries to Shanice Johnson, but Mitchell back in her usual role off the bench. Mitchell out of South Carolina in her second year, averaging 12 points per game. Back-to-back 14-point games in the win here against Dallas and the 14 against Phoenix on Wednesday. Bad pass, Mitchell the steal, and Wheeler coast to coast.
Well, to get Indiana going, they could use a few more of those. Easy, uncontested.
In the pregame comments, Pokey Chapman remarked about Seattle leading the league, shooting nearly 50%. Debbie, the Fever force another turnover, They're giving up 50% on the year. That's dead last, but good plays like this.
Yeah, a couple of uncharacteristic turnovers by Sue Bird. That's an easy 2 there, and now Indiana gets the ball back on the last turnover.
Johnson, jumper tied at 11.
See, that's beautiful. I mean, Shanice Johnson is in the best shape of her career. She looks terrific, and she's taken a lot of pride in her conditioning. She comes off that on ball, ready to score.
Third year with the Fever after 3 years in San Antonio. Terrific drive by Lloyd.
So explosive. It took her one dribble to go from what would be the NBA three-point line to the rim.
Like Breanna Stewart, she was Rookie of the Year, and so Muffet McGraw's got to be happy because she sees an Irish score on one end and now a Chanwa on the other. 13 apiece. Langhorne misses. And now a Chanwa again. Plenty of matchups between Natalie and Stewart in that Notre Dame-UConn series as Achanwa lost the ball. Stewart ahead to Clark. She had it knocked away. Bird thinking about a third three.
That's a smart play because Sue can get that shot at any time.
And Stewart is good for three.
And she gets it to a wide open Breanna Stewart.
Seattle shooting 38% from three-point range on the year, but like Bird, Stewart below 30% coming in at 24%. She shot 34%, made 45 of them a year ago. Fever shot clock down to 9. Achanwa drives again inside and scores.
You know, Natalie Achanwa shooting 70% from the floor. She is crafty around the rim. She has really become a better finisher, left or right.
Debbie, I thought one of the issues on Wednesday night, Natalie off the bench has been so strong she did not attempt a shot against Phoenix.
She played about 10 minutes and just couldn't get free.
Clark in the corner for three, missed it badly. Fever shooting 54% from the field. Wheeler inside the arc, and Indiana has the lead. A 7-point opening quarter for Erica Wheeler.
It's amazing what happens when you can make shots. 57% from the floor, Indiana.
Lloyd got it to rattle in. Jewel Lloyd hits the 5th three-point shot for Seattle. They're 5 of 8. That's the one thing, Debbie, that Indiana has not done well this year. Shooting just 30% from behind the arc. 9 of their last 48 coming in. Wheeler, and that's 2 more.
Feeling confident. Really tough shot to make, but good recognition of time and score, and that's who you want to have the ball when you're under 10 as your point guard to make a play.
She has 9 of Indiana's 19. We're tied. Lloyd looking again, drives, goes inside, contact, and scores against Achanwa. And they want to change the clock. It is not a timeout. As Jewel Lloyd, no subs. As Tony Dawkins shouts out. Tommy Nunez, Carlina Tobin, and Tony Dawkins are 3 officials. As Jenny Busick looks on.
Well, here's where Indiana has a chance for a 2-for-1, and that was something Pokey and I talked about at shoot-around today, is understanding, you know, when are the right times to try to get the 2-for-1. But this play's too slow developing, so they're not going to get another possession unless they turn it over.
Dupree spins in the lane, and we're tied again.
So the efficiency, Chris, of getting the shot that you want versus trying to shoot quickly and get a 2-for-1, those are things that coaches think about all the time and keep them up at night.
Tied at 21. We've had 5 ties, 4 lead changes here in the first quarter. Lloyd with the clock at 4. Goes inside with a left hand. Dupree the rebound. And from 3-quarter court, Wheeler misses, and we're tied after 1. Very entertaining first 10 minutes here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in downtown. By getting your tickets today at WNBA.com. Tristan Area and Debbie Antonelli on this Friday night in June. Erica Wheeler with a 9-point opening quarter, tied at 21 after the first 10 minutes.
And Jeanette Poland comes in the game. Chris, she's going to run the point for a few possessions for Pokey Chapman.
Again, no Breon January tonight, out with an Achilles tendon strain. Mitchell off the screen, too strong, and rebounded by Noelle Quinn. Seattle did not make a change in the first quarter. All 5 starters played all 10 minutes. And the first subs are in. Ramu Tokashi, third year out of Japan, has the ball, and Noelle Quinn is off the bench. Shot clock at 2. Burr, and fouled by Jeanette Poland Mavunga, who picks up her first foul in her first minutes on the floor.
You know, I'm making a mental note right here of this set that Seattle ran, because Sue Bird initially started in the horns in the elbow. I thought the play was for her, but it came to the other side of the floor, and right here they call a foul on Poland. She must have gotten a piece of the arm.
Just the 11th and 12th free throws shot by Sue Bird this year. Pokey Chapman in her first season as the Fever head coach. Jeanette Poland Mavunga, her 6th year out of Stanford.
Well, and Jeanette Poland Mavunga is expected to handle many roles, and of course she can play 1 through 4 for Indiana, so it's an invaluable asset to have someone who can play multiple positions.
Jasmine Guapmi is in, and she has really played well of late off the bench.
She's going to be a really good player in this league. She is athletic at 6'3", she's long, she can go off the bounce. Look at that finish at the rim.
Lloyd jumps it in for her 8th and 9th points.
Now, Jewel Lloyd can get you excited about the game. She can really play.
Marissa Coleman starts the second quarter. Guapmi, Poland Mavunga, Larkins, and Mitchell. And Coleman's 3 is short.
Yeah.
Long rebound out to Lloyd.
When you're struggling and you're not shooting the ball well, everything is a hesitation, like that little pump hesitation. Coleman needs to catch it and shoot it. That's what she's good at.
Lloyd for 3, barely grazes the rim. Fever ball.
Jasmine Guapmi, watch this ball reversal, late closeout, and she goes right by Quinn to the rim, eyes on the target to finish. Even with Brianna Stewart rotating over, who's a terrific shot blocker.
And just a confident drive. Put her head down, ball fake. Outstanding offensive player out of James Madison.
Now she's directing at the top of the floor, so you know she knows what system is and what Pokey Chapman wants.
Mitchell for 3.
Hey, we got a lot of offense in this game, Chris. This has been terrific.
And Debbie loves it. Each summer, she wants more and more offense. She loves those teams averaging in the 80s.
Yeah, I want offense in a winter, too.
Here's a drive and a foul. Noelle make that Jewel Lloyd going to the free throw line. It's on Erlana Larkins. And free throws now for Seattle. Lloyd has had games of 27 and 13 against the Fever this year. The Fever will return to action at Bankers Life Fieldhouse Thursday night when they host the Atlanta Dream. Tickets available right now. Stop by the Bankers Life Fieldhouse box office or visit feverbasketball.com. That's a 7 o'clock start.
Good couple of minutes for Jeanette Poland Mavunga. Doing a great job running the offense, giving Erica Wheeler a little bit of a break.
And Wheeler goes inside. Rebounds tipped out. Larkins underneath, too strong. Got her own rebound.
Chris, remember I was talking about the conversation I had before the game with Erlana Larkins and Erica Wheeler about the NBA tonight? Because, you know, the Cavs are down 0-3. And our conversation was about Tristan Thompson. Larkins told me that Wheeler was telling Larkins, you're going to be Tristan Thompson tonight. You're going to get all the offensive rebounds. You're going to be all over the glass. Is it really interesting to listen to them talk about the NBA?
Yeah, what you don't want to be, though, right now is how Tristan Thompson, unfortunately, has played in this series. He's
going to play better tonight.
He's such a good offensive rebounder, no question. Stewart has 7. 29-26. Seattle back in front by 3 and a foul. It's on Tokashi. And that puts Coleman to the free throw line. And again, when you're struggling, as Coleman is, 0 for 3 from the field, shooting just 31%, you want to get to the line.
Well, and this is what she does. She dribbles on ball reversal at the defender on the weak side. And her player jumps to the ball a little bit and opened up that lane. It's a smart read by Marissa Coleman. That's one of those Princeton-like principles. You know, you dribble at the defense and make them make a decision, almost like you're going into a dribble handoff. That was a great read.
4th year with Indiana, 3 years in Washington, 2 years with the Sparks. Shanice Johnson is back in. She replaces Tiffany Mitchell. Coleman averaging 6.5 points per game in her 9th year out of Maryland, and has her first 2 points. 29-28. These teams played in the season opener at Key Arena in Seattle. Storm held on for an 87-82 win.
Now look what Jenny Busick can do. She can have Stewart bring the ball up in the horn set.
Sammy Whitcomb is in, rookie out of Washington. And she's an older rookie. She's 28 years old. Quinn, a good three-point shooter, missed it. Rebound batted out, and Larkins got it. Running the break to Guathme. And Stewart challenged and blocked that shot. And Lloyd stripped away by Johnson. Again, you've got to stop them in transition. The Fever do that time.
Well, you take a quick shot, and no one gets to the glass. And this allows the offensive rebound, or the defensive rebound in the break. But Shanice Johnson does a terrific job of getting back to contest. And sometimes it's not just tough on the players, even the coaches get injuries once in a while. Jenny Busick battling an ankle sprain, so she's wearing that boot.
Clark is back in for Seattle, drives on Guathme, a double team, and lost it. Now they are giving the ball to Indiana. It's a kick ball against Seattle.
Wow, let's take another look at this. Just drive to the middle and she spins back. I don't know about that. That's a tough one. Technically, by the right rule, so that was Alicia Clark kicked it?
Yeah, it was Indiana's ball anyway. She had lost the ball, but they just stopped. Unfortunately for Indiana, it stopped them in transition.
We don't want the clock to stop.
That's right.
We want to run. We want Seattle to run too.
Achanwa back in. 10 on the shot clock, 6 minutes to play, second quarter. Johnson against Quinn. Pull-up jumper.
Beautiful. I mean, Indiana's jump shooters came to play today. They are playing off the screening action, and they're doing a nice job in the on-ball because the way Seattle is guarding it is allowing them room to get their shot off.
54% from the field. Seattle's been short on a lot of jump shots tonight. Stewart missing there. And now Wheeler one-on-one against Whitcomb. From three-point range is Johnson.
Step into one, Shanice.
4-point lead.
The game is so much more enjoyable when the ball is going in the basket.
Well, I think they're going to review that. They only counted it as a 2, and that's Whitcomb inside. And Wheeler back the other way.
Oh, look at the pin down.
Dupree does not get the rim, and Stewart grabs the rebound.
Boy, Achanwa had position in the rim and had her defender buried.
Now Stewart runs into Achanwa, a blocking foul on Natalie. She can't believe it. Will head to break. Inside 5 to play in the first half. 32-29 Fever. Ortho Indy is proud to be the official orthopedic provider of the Indiana Fever. See the docs the pros trust. Visit orthoindy.com. She had a foot on the line, Shanice Johnson, so a 2-point shot, 6 points for Johnson, and a 3-point Indiana lead, 32-29, halfway through the second quarter. Carolyn Swords is in, 6'6" center rolling to the basket, Bird underneath. And a left-handed toss in by Alicia Clark.
Good job moving to get into the vision of Bird on the drive.
Carolyn Swords played in New York the last 3 years.
6'6", very skilled.
Out of Boston College, involved in a trade that saw her end up in Seattle, and a foul on Tokoski. It's on the floor. No free throws for Dupree.
I'm a big fan of Carolyn Swords. I think she's a terrific, skilled player who has found a niche for herself. She moves. She's mobile. You got to put her in some screen and roll stuff if you're Indiana, making her defend that, move her feet. But she's very good at the rim.
Debbie, the one thing that Seattle does not get, they don't get a lot of numbers from their bench. The Fever in all 8 games this year have outscored the opposition's bench.
And for Seattle, they have been outscored every game but one. New York's bench outscored them.
Fever bench, Achanwa's a part of that, and that's in the lane, and that's Clark again.
See, when you catch the ball that deep, 2 feet front of the rim, the only way you can stop that is to foul. You can't let the cutter get that deep in the lane.
Dupree looking high-low, finds Wheeler against Bird, splits the defense. Shot clock down to 5. Dupree is like that security blanket on the floor, is short, but the follow by Johnson.
I'm telling you, I do not believe Shanice Johnson would have had the energy to make plays like that last year, and she's been terrific this year.
Tokoski, 25 years old, averaging 5 points off the Seattle bench.
Look at the size and the length that Jenny Busick for Seattle has off the bench, and they defend and they can score. It's a very skilled front line.
But Achanwa hit one from that point, this time too strong, but Quinn couldn't get it, and Johnson makes her pay. Boy, does she look great shooting the ball tonight.
Really good, Shanice Johnson.
5 of 7. She has 10 first-half points.
Just so confident.
4th time she's been in double figures this year. Bird has hit 2 threes. Off the screen, Tokoski. Good defense by Achanwa to knock it away.
You know, Natalie Achanwa never gave up on that defensive possession. She kept working.
Wheeler down the lane, challenged by Swords, and Swords got her with a foul.
What a great job by Erica Wheeler getting into the body of the shot clock. Shot blocker. The Fever up 3. Going to be a good sign for Indiana.
Missed a couple of games with a right knee injury. Both games against Dallas when Indiana lost by 27, then rallied last week in our last telecast to win here by 6, 91-85. Wheeler looking to go in double figures. She has 10.
I think that was the point I was trying to make at the beginning of the game, Chris, was, you know, Shanice missed a couple of games. Now Breon January's out. We're not sure how long. Erica Wheeler had a big night, but the bench of Indiana has been terrific all season. This is not a team that has a lot of star power. They have good, solid, quality character and players. We don't have Tamika Catchings, even though I did ask her if she was ready to sign if Kelly Krauskopf would consider signing her to a 10-day contract. I think, you know what, Michael Jordan did it.
That's
Why can't Tamika Catchings come back and, you know, she's going to get her jersey retired next time we're on the air. Is that June 24th?
Yeah, two games from now. We'll be on next Thursday, Atlanta here. And then that game on the 24th. 3-point play opportunity for Crystal Langhorne. Her first point, she averages 14, 10th year out of Maryland. Missed the free throw, tipped out to Wheeler. We've had 7 lead changes, 7 ties. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. And the Fever lead by 3 as Mitchell fires a 3. And Langhorne the rebound. Lloyd is back on the floor. She has 11 to lead Seattle. Off the Stewart screen. Now Brianna Stewart leaves it short. She's been short much of the night.
You know, her shooting percentages aren't what they were last year, but I'm not worried about her either. I'm sure that her quality of shot has been good.
Mitchell slingshots it off the backboard. She hit her first, but has missed her last 2. Fever still shooting 52% from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range. Sue Bird in Seattle shooting 48%. They've hit 5 threes. Shot clock down to 6. Bird gets around Dupree. Bad pass. Tried to force it inside. Johnson.
Yeah, Sue Bird's had some uncharacteristic turnovers tonight.
And there's Dupree. 6 for Candice Dupree. And a timeout taken by Jenny Busick and the Seattle Storm. She'll use a full timeout.
These teams behind you moving forward, because this is a Seattle team that's only going to get better. They're already really good. And Indiana's going to get better too.
One unbeaten team, Minnesota. They're 7-0. Washington 6-2. Seattle 5-2. They've got the 3rd best record in the league. And one of the reasons is Lloyd, who comes up short.
I think Indiana's defense has been terrific. They have really made Seattle work. This is a Seattle team that shot 61% the second time these two teams met.
Wheeler inside.
Beautiful floater high off the glass.
13 points for Erica Wheeler. She was undrafted in 2013 out of Rutgers, and it took her 2 years to get to the WNBA. High-low, Stewart lays it in.
That's the first time they've gone to that high-low look, and that is a very successful set for Seattle.
15 seconds. Shot clock is off. Indiana plays for the final shot of the first half with a 5-point lead. Wheeler for 3. Boy, that was down in the cylinder. Langhorne got it. That's the half. Very.
Make a mistake on her, she's going to make you pay.
Johnson, Wheeler in the backcourt, Dupree, Coleman, and Larkins, the starting 5 for the Fever. Same 5 the start of the game, and Indiana called for the offensive foul, illegal screen on Erlena Larkins. Quinn Buckner and I during the regular season talk often. I know you and I here in the summer. That a lot of times is the guard's fault, not the center, because you got to give the person time to set the screen.
You do, but everything's played off the bounce so much that, it used to be wait till the screen was set and then make your move. Now you've already got the ball on the floor, and so things happen so quickly. The unfortunate thing is it's just not the way you want to start the half. They didn't make that call in the first half. I'm sure Larkins did it, though. Yeah. And you know what? The last time we were here, she picked up 2 quick fouls at the start of the 3rd quarter and had to sit most of the 3rd quarter.
And the one thing I've seen on the foul is we're seeing the game changes all the time. We're seeing a lot more dribble handoffs as well that operate as a screen, right?
Absolutely, and that's really hard to referee. That, along with the block charge, the dribble handoff is very challenging. And again, Larkins goes to the bench. Fortunately for Pokey Chapman, Natalie Achanwa has played really well. She runs the floor to the rim on the offensive end every time. She's been getting great position. Indiana's got to look for her in early offense.
Offensive rebound by Clark. Seattle gets another possession. Stewart from 3-point range. Offensive rebound, Langhorne, but she lost it out of bounds. Storm started 5 of 8 from 3-point range. They missed their last 4. Indiana the ball and a 4-point lead.
Well, Jenny Busick has to like the ball movement. They are getting, that was an open look for Stewart.
Indiana thought they let one slip away on Wednesday, losing in overtime to Brittany Griner and Diana Taurasi. That's a nice pass inside as Achanwa has 8.
What a great read by Erica Wheeler. When she has the ability to play downhill, she's learning how to make decisions at a quick rate. And that high-low, that's what I think Seattle should go to. They scored on it in the first half, in the 2nd quarter. And that's the second time we've seen them score running that set.
Clark has 9. She and Stewart have 9. Lloyd has 11. Bird has 8. Those are the scoring leaders for Seattle. Johnson had a double-figure first half, knocked out by Lloyd. Shanice Johnson in her 6th WNBA season, 25 years old. Played her college basketball at the University of Miami. First team All-American and the ACC Player of the Year. And then another basket for Candice Dupree. Been so consistent for Indiana. 13th in the league in points, 13th in field goal shooting, 7th at the free throw line. Errant pass. Wheeler pushed from behind, and they're going to say before she was fouled, she turned it over.
There's a lot of contact in that on-ball screen right here. You know, I'm sure Seattle fans wish there was a foul there. They got a break because Wheeler turned it over. That would have been an easy 2 points.
Bird looking inside. Stewart posting up. Out to Lloyd. Quick pass. And Clark for a wide open three.
See, their ball movement is outstanding. In the first half, they had 12 assists on 15 baskets. That's always got to make a coach happy at the break.
A career 35% three-point shooter. Clark has now made 2 tonight, coming in just 29% on the year. Shot clock down to 6. Coleman on the baseline. Step back. Too strong. Langhorne the rebound. Now Langhorne drives, had it knocked away, nearly walked. Bird inside the arc. Fever doing a nice job on Sue Bird tonight as Lloyd drives inside and fouled. So free throws for Jewell Lloyd, who averages 18 per game. She had 11 first half points.
On 11 shots, and she didn't get to the free throw line but one time. So, you know, that's something. Jewell's so explosive and quick. Expect her to get to the free throw line. And today I saw her at shoot around, and her mother Gwen is retiring and having a retirement party watching tonight. So 30 years as a teacher. We thank you for your service to your community. That's an incredible accomplishment. And then Jewell told me her aunt taught for 38 years. So her dad Calvin is here watching, but her mom is having a big party.
Congratulations to her. Should be very proud of your daughter, Jewell.
Yes, very proud.
Third year out of Notre Dame. 13 points tonight. One of the young, outstanding players in this league at just 23 years old. Dupree out to Johnson at a double-figure half. It's short. Stewart the rebound, and now Seattle has a chance to regain a lead they had back in the first half by as many as 4. And Stewart tries to get them all and does.
I mean, that's the mental toughness and the mental makeup of Breanna Stewart. Wide open last time, misses a 3, has an opportunity for a trail 3, and Sue Bird gave it to her.
8 straight Seattle points. They've taken their first second half lead. They lead in Indy by 2. Friday, August 4th, Fever hosts their annual Breast Health Awareness Night presented by Community Health Network. Fever will auction off their special game-worn pink jerseys. Community Health Network will host a Breast Health Awareness Health Fair. Visit feverbasketball.com for details on how to get your tickets today.
I love that little girl dancing in the stands with her face painted. That was part of a promotion tonight before the game.
And that's knocked away, picked up, but Shanwa left it short. Langhorne the rebound. Well, she's thrown those elbows. You've got 8 seconds to get it across, and they just do. And look who's open. Clark fouled by Guapmi, who just checked in.
See, that's a little subtle thing that Sue Bird just did there. Clark was spotted up in the corner, but Sue Bird didn't pass it to her in the corner. She was so wide open, she led her to the basket, basically saying, get to the rim.
Second all-time in assists in WNBA history, Sue Bird.
She's gonna pass Tisha Panachero at some point this season, and that would be an incredible milestone and accomplishment. Tisha Panachero is one of the classiest people I know in our game. And for Sue Bird to be able to pass Tisha would be a remarkable accomplishment.
Panachero, longtime guard in Sacramento with the Monarchs. 3-point Seattle lead. Tiffany Mitchell is in first time, second half. Larkins had to leave early because of picking up a foul. Wheeler, shot clock down to 3. Johnson. And the quality of shots, Debbie, that Indiana getting now, not like what we saw in the first half. That was
it's the
rush
adjustment
shot. Yeah.
Seattle has made off the on-ball screens. They're being more aggressive in defending.
Oh, that's a screen by Stewart. Finds Lloyd open for three. And that rebound fought for by both Langhorne and Clark, and they knocked it out of bounds.
Jeannie Busick continues to do a really good job in Seattle. I think she's terrific. And a bright young coach in our game. Terrific player at the University of Virginia and started her WNBA career in Cleveland with the Rockers.
Yeah, played for the Rockers. Down low, Achonwa turns to the baseline against Langhorne. With a left hand, draws the foul. And Natalie Achonwa continues her strong play off the bench. She averages 7 points. She's had 4 double-figure games, just 3 of them a year ago. And she's got a chance for double figures here. She has 8 and 2 free throw attempts for Achonwa, who shoots 83% at the free throw line.
Natalie Achonwa is and has always been a very high IQ player with her back to the basket. And part of that's probably because she spent some time with Muffet McGraw, not only as her 4-year player for Muffet, but also on her staff. Missed a chance to visit with Coach McGraw at halftime.
Yeah, she missed her rookie season. She had an ACL injury, much like Tamika Catchings did back in the early 2000s, and sat out the year, and that's a foul, and that's loose ball. It's on Bird. And Sue Bird has that smile. Thought she might have gotten away with one. Was going for the loose ball with Wheeler. Team foul number 2 against Seattle. Indiana already with 3 halfway through the quarter. Screen by Achonwa. Re-screen with Wheeler. Wide open Natalie, and in double figures she has 11.
That's Natalie Achonwa. Screen, re-screen, and a layup for Pokey Chapman.
Tied at 51. 8 ties, 8 lead changes. Indiana trying to salvage a game against Seattle. Storm have already won the season series with 2 wins at Key Arena. Shot clock expires. And Indiana the basketball. Yeah, I was surprised Clark didn't shoot it. 10 turnovers now for the Storm. They average 16 per game. That's 11th in the league. So they've been prone to turn it over this year. But when they haven't turned it over, they've shot nearly 50% from the field, tops in the league. Johnson walked. Shuffled her feet before she made the shot.
Did I, is what you usually go, did I really? I didn't think so, is what she's saying. I did not.
Does any player ever think they either foul
Well,
or...
you know, back in our day, you remember you used to raise your hand when you fouled, Chris. Didn't you have to say, I fouled?
Yeah.
Who, did you ever raise your hand?
You had to.
Well, you're supposed to, but I didn't. I wasn't admitting it.
I'm a rule follower. So
of course
yes,
you are.
I did. Plus, my dad was my coach, so
yeah,
I thought I better raise my hand.
I was not going to raise my hand.
Because you didn't want the whole world, the whole arena looking at you, right, as the guilty party?
That's right.
Give and go.
Wow, what
Dupree.
a nice pocket pass. Dupree just couldn't finish at the rim. That was a tough catch.
Beautiful advantage for Seattle. They have Stewart that can bring it down the floor, and then a great pass by Quinn. Brianna Stewart has 16.
Yeah, Seattle's on a roll right now, and Indiana's got to get that second wind.
They've outscored the Fever 16-7 here in the third quarter. Now it's Seattle shooting better than 50% from the field. Achonwa, strong move.
You know what? She's so good at slipping and sprinting. She slips and sprints to the rim and gets position.
6 of 8 from the field for Achonwa, who comes in shooting 70% from the field. She has 13 off the Indiana bench. Stewart, long range.
Couple of triples in the third quarter for Brianna Stewart.
She's made 3. And Stewart has 19. 19 points, 8 rebounds for Stewart. She's had a double-double this year. Ball kicked. Shot clock will stay at 15. Now Jeanette Poland-Mavunga checks in. Shanice Johnson leaves. Indiana only has points, Debbie, from Achanwa with 7 and Dupree with 2 here in the third quarter. That's all the offense they've got.
Well, and Shanice Johnson and Erica Wheeler, who scored easily in the first half, have struggled here in the third quarter.
Long rebound, Dupree. 10 points for Candace Dupree. She's been in double figures now in 7 of her last 8.
And I think Seattle has really picked up their tempo, too. Everything they do is at another level. They walk the ball a little bit in the first half. This half, they're not. They're pushing on everything.
Wheeler slips, but keeps the dribble. Pulls up for the jumper. That's a highlight.
Fans like it.
It was like a little Harlem Globetrotters. Inside, missed by Clark. Beaver a chance to tie with a 3. Wheeler turns the corner again. Goes inside and 2 more.
Well, she gave Pokey Chapman the jersey tag, meaning substitute for me, but now she's yelling at her, get up and play some D. Shanice Johnson at the table ready to come in.
Stewart fouled by Dupree.
You know that shirt, when you tug on your neck of your jersey, that's the universal symbol for
get me out.
Take me out. Sometimes coaches ignore it.
ASAP.
Watch this right here. Keeps her dribble alive and has the switch. Stick it.
Well, we only saw her get a couple of minute breather in the first half. The good news here is, Debbie, 1:19 on the clock. She'll get the rest between quarters in real time of about 2 or 3 minutes. And you can tell she's a little bit out of gas, but they're going to need her down the stretch.
That's right. And, you know, you want to see your players play to exhaustion. Honestly, that's a great sign right there that Erica Wheeler has given everything she has. And Pokey Chapman trusts her. She's going to put Shanice Johnson back in the game, and Erica McCall's going to get her first minutes in the last 2 games.
Stewart's had a big quarter, 12 of her 21 here in the third. Foul is called. They wanted to get Stewart out as Swords comes in. So Stewart will take her breather at the end of the third quarter and again have that critical 2 to 3 minute stretch between quarters of real-time rest. Poland-Mavunga played point guard at Stanford. Johnson, and a foul. Whistle blows. It's on Tokoski. And they're going to review it.
Wow, though this will be the 5th team foul, and so...
Smile from Pokey Chapman. Always has a smile. Visited with her before the game, and very positive about her team and what they can do. Knows they've had a very difficult schedule to start.
You know what, Chris? She does a terrific job in shoot-around, getting the team ready on the scout. I mean, she knows the league. She knows the team. She understands this is a teaching year. Tully Bevilacqua, a big part of the energy around shoot-around. Tamika Catchings as well. Just a real positive environment.
And now Tokoski is fouled by McCall. Erica McCall is the rookie out of Stanford. Did not play against Phoenix on Wednesday when Indiana lost 98-90 in overtime on a 38-point night from Brittany Griner, who was 15 of 19 from the field. Griner had a career-high 32 in the first meeting against Indiana. There's Breon January sitting tonight with the Achilles strain. Tokoski gets 1 of 2. A 2-point Seattle lead. Johnson chased by Quinn. Lloyd is guarding Mitchell. Off the mark, rebounded by Lloyd. Jenny Busick trying to buy some time with her bench. The only starter out there is Jewell Loyd.
Well, she wants Noelle Quinn to initiate. This is a play for Jewell Loyd.
Lloyd on the bounce. 6 to shoot. Gets to the corner, clears space, and a blocking foul.
What a beautiful play off the bounce. Terrific article on Jewell Loyd and her relationship with Kobe Bryant. You know, she spent some time working out with him this summer. How about that? I mean, that's incredible. She was able to spend a couple of weeks. And Kobe has taken her under his wing.
You know, Kobe Bryant's one of those, all he says, all you have to do is ask.
Well, you know what? He's famous for, he doesn't work out, he blacks out.
Yeah.
That's how hard he works.
Now, if you're Muffet McGraw tonight, it's pretty good because you've got a player on each team. Both are playing well. I've seen her up clapping a lot tonight because...
Yeah, she's rooting for her team.
Yeah, for a Chanwa or for Lloyd.
Yeah, she actually at halftime, she told me she was in New York and watched Lindsay Allen play. 14,000 in the Garden.
Bill Lambier and the Liberty Fever have yet to see them this year. Wheeler, 2. And it's rebounded by Quinn, and the Seattle Storm, a 10-point turnaround from halftime. Indiana led 44-39 at the break, but it's Seattle by a flip from the first half. Now it's Seattle at 9 at the break, but it's Seattle by a flip from the first half. Now it's Seattle at 55%, Indiana at 48%. The reason? Seattle 8 of 11 in the third quarter, Indiana just 7 of 18. And the score is flipped as well, as now the Storm have a 5-point lead entering the fourth.
They hit 3 triples, did Seattle, in that third quarter.
Yeah, they've made 8, nearly turned over by Bird. Quinn picks up the loose ball. Tokoski with 4 to shoot. Bird for 3, rebounded by Wheeler.
A lot of Bird and Stewart shooting percentages are late shot clock shots. You know, so that puts a little extra pressure on you to try to make them when you've got to take tough shots and contested shots, you know, inside 6 on the shot clock.
Natalie Achanwa has 15. That's a season high. It's also a career high. So Achanwa playing in front of her collegiate coach, Muffet McGraw. No good by Clark.
Good move, though. I see what Jenny Busick's trying to do there is invert Clark to the block on the Wheeler matchup. A little bit bigger body to post her up.
In the post again to Achanwa, guarded by the bigger Swords at 6'6". Wheeler in trouble, but Dupree is there, and it's a 1-point game.
You know, the one thing that we've learned about Candice Dupree this season is she is not afraid to take the tough shots. I thought she made some huge plays in overtime against Phoenix the other night.
And Debbie, how good is it for Indiana to have a backup point guard like Erica Wheeler? Bird, that's way off.
Again, another 7 on the shot clock. Sue Bird forced to take a tough shot.
Indiana a chance to regain the lead. We've had 8 lead changes, 8 ties. There's Dupree again. It's been a big night for Achanwa, and it will continue with free throws.
So tough, so smart, works in space, works against contact.
4 of her last 5 games in double figures. Debbie, she had a 3-game stretch where she averaged 12 points, hit 12 of 18 from the field. And as we mentioned, on Wednesday night, did not score, but did not attempt a shot against Phoenix.
Well, you know what you don't see on the stat sheet that I'm sure all coaches appreciate, and I know their teammates do. When you have a post player that runs the floor like Achanwa runs, if you run rim to rim every time, not when you want to, because when you run to the rim, you open up space and you create opportunities for Erica Wheeler to be able to make a play or to be able to see some space and to be able to read it. It's really important.
Fever, with the first 6 points of the quarter, have regained the lead. 67-66. Langhorne, double teamed by Johnson and Achanwa. Stewart has come back in. Bird in the corner for three. Rebound batted out. Dupree has it. They're trying to put some pressure on Bird. They get it to Mitchell. At the free throw line, it's 8 straight to start the quarter. (69-66) Indiana. And that's on Wheeler out front. Fever scored just 17 points, Debbie, in the third quarter. That's in 10 minutes. They've scored 8 already in less than 3.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Erica Wheeler, and I'm seeing some fatigue, and Pokey Chapman's going to get her out to sit her for a minute and put Mavunga back in. And this is where Erica Wheeler's maturity level and her focus and mental toughness is going to be challenged a little bit, and I'm counting on her. I mean, I believe in her. You know, like, I believe that's why Kelly Krauskopf has her here to play in that backup role. And Pokey Chapman is really asking her team to push the pace right here.
Coleman's back in. Johnson leaves. Bird off the screen. Duo of Lloyd and Stewart have been big time tonight for Seattle. Down to the post is Lloyd. And Lloyd over at Chanwa, teammate at Notre Dame.
When they watch that on film tomorrow, that defensive possession, they're going to love what they just saw. Rotation's good, high hands. Good trap on the ball screen.
Shot clock halfway through. Mitchell drives on Clark, and a foul on Alicia Clark. Boy, this game has changed very quickly, just as it did in the third quarter when the Storm outscored the Fever by 10.
If you're not a fan of the WNBA and you love basketball, I don't know why you wouldn't enjoy something like this. It's been terrific. The game's been back and forth, competitive. Both teams have gone on runs. Both teams have made shots.
Yeah, Debbie, both teams, Indiana now shooting 51%, the Storm at 49%. This has been a well-played game between two franchises that started back in 2000 as expansion franchises. And Lynn Dunn was the coach of the Seattle Storm.
Lynn Dunn. We've gotten to the fourth quarter, and we don't know where she is watching the game.
Where was she the last time? Did she tell you?
Playing cards.
Stewart challenged. Langhorne.
But fortunately, you can watch everything on your league pass.
That's right. Langhorne has her second field goal, snapping a 10-0 Fever run. Mitchell, tough shot.
Really tough.
Tipped by a Chanwa right to Dupree.
Can she get an assist on that and an offensive rebound, Chris?
I think you can.
You get both, right?
I think you get both.
She should.
Lloyd inside, banks it in.
You know what, Jewel Roy, so tough. I mean, here we go. We got 6 minutes to play, and this has been terrific. Punch, counter punch.
This is our third telecast of the year on Fox Sports Indiana, and all three have been highly entertaining. A Fever win, a couple of wins. That's a foul out there on the wing.
So you get the step-up screen, and Mavunga does a great job of attacking. And look at the offensive rebound, the tap assist. Dupree gives Indiana the three-point lead.
Career-high night for Natalie Achonwa. She has 17 points. She's hit 7 of 9 from the field.
She's been terrific. She's worked, and on the defensive end, she has really battled for position. I mean, she hasn't given up on any plays. She's been aggressive. You got to love that mindset. Her ability to slip screens and roll to the rim has really helped change the space on the floor.
Candace Dupree has a double-double, 14 points and 11 rebounds, and that's off and a shot clock violation. 5:31 to play, 3-point Indiana lead, 73-70.
So Breanna Stewart is going to initiate this offensive set right here. This is really tough to guard. When you're a post player guarding someone that has size that can handle, you know you're going to get a screen. You're going to have to play off some screens.
They've made 8 3-point shots. Bird for 3 more.
What a well-designed ATO, if you will. because they had this. Jenny Busick knew Indiana was going to switch that Sue Bird screen for Breanna Stewart.
All of her field goals are threes tonight, and then Indiana throws it away. Well, the game can change just like that. Basketball, a game of runs and spurts. As Shanice Johnson re-enters and replaces Marissa Coleman. Now Seattle has the ball and a chance to regain the lead. In a game with 10 ties and 9 lead changes, Indiana's led by as many as 7. The Storm by as many as 5.
Wow.
Well read by Achanwa.
Terrific help.
It's been a quiet second half for Johnson after 10 in the first. Wheeler drives on Bird. Achanwa. Mitchell fights for the rebound. It stays with the Fever. She had to box out and try to jump with a much taller Stewart at 6'4", and she was up there.
Athletic. Quick off her feet, Tiffany Mitchell.
Mitchell in her second year out of South Carolina. Dupree has it knocked away. It's a foul on Stewart. Breanna Stewart. It's the 14th foul against Seattle, so the next time, and the Fever shoot the penalty.
But see, Breanna Stewart only has 2, and so she can maintain that aggressive mentality, and she's only picked up 2 here in the fourth quarter. She didn't have any fouls leading into the fourth quarter.
She's got 21 points, 8 rebounds. Lloyd has 20 for the Storm, 17 for Wheeler, 17 for Achanwa, the Indiana scoring leaders. Mitchell inside, and Indiana back in front.
That's just a tough take.
6 in the quarter, 9 in the game for Mitchell. 4 minutes to play. Lloyd. Clark is open and rims out the 3, kept alive by Stewart. Bird was thinking about a 3. Now in the post, Lloyd takes it inside, ball stripped away. Johnson has it.
Numbers.
Now Seattle does not want to foul.
Yeah, Shanice missed Candace Dupree.
Fever were playing 4-on-5. Wheeler just back into the picture. Drives on Langhorne. And foul, tripped from behind by Langhorne.
Number 1, Crystal Langhorne. Her second. Team foul number 5.
Erica Wheeler had 24, matching a career high against Phoenix on Wednesday. She came off the bench but played starters minutes because Breon January was injured in the first minute, and she's backed it up with a 17-point night tonight against the Storm.
And she's had to battle through a little fatigue here in the second half. You know, she asked to come out. She's been pushing the tempo. I think she's had another terrific floor game. Not just the scoring, that's a bonus, but you have to be a threat at the point, and she's been that, but she also has managed the rest of the game well for Pokey Chapman.
Erica Wheeler as a rookie split time in Atlanta and New York. She has found a home in her second year with the Fever. Exceptional care simply delivered. Erica Wheeler's heart may have been pounding, Debbie, because she thought she was turning it over, and it resulted in a jump shot.
Look at this play right here. I'm telling you, she's been aggressive. She's looking to score. You have to have a point guard that's a threat to score.
Fever defense has been much better here in the fourth, shutting down the Storm. Shot clock at 10, Langhorne. She doesn't want to shoot it. Now Bird fires way short. And it's Fever basketball. So a Storm team, Debbie, that was 8 of 11 in the third quarter has struggled here in the fourth.
Indiana's just making plays. They're making shots. They're being aggressive. Attacking Seattle's ball screen defense.
Less than 3 to play. Indiana with a 2-possession lead by 4. And Stewart called for the foul.
That's 3 in the fourth quarter.
All of a sudden, this lead has a chance to get to 5 or 6.
Well, that's not a foul that she probably wanted to commit. She's trying to contest.
93%, 7th in the WNBA, leaves it short. Had 23 on Wednesday against her former team, the Phoenix Mercury. Hits 1 of 2 for a 5-point lead. Jenny Boucek and the Storm in New York on Sunday, then back home Tuesday against Atlanta. Atlanta is here next Thursday against Indiana. That's short, kept alive and hauled in by Dupree.
You know, that's a really tough shot. Fading away from 15.
15 points, 12 rebounds for Dupree, her first double-double of the year. Mitchell finds Dupree, and Dupree can't get it to go. Wide open down the floor is Stewart with her great size.
Wow.
Missed it at the rim.
What a catch.
That would have cut it to 3.
Wow, that's a big miss for Seattle right there.
Less than 2 to play. And a foul out front. They have no more fouls to give. It's on Bird.
Wow, I thought that was going to be on Stewart.
And Debbie, that's as you said, that's a huge possession change. Seattle a chance to cut it to 3. Now Indiana a chance to push it to 7.
Well, Indiana is a terrific free throw shooting team.
Johnson was first in the league a year ago at 94%. She's missed just once this year. She's right around 95%.
You did it. You really did.
You know, it's
that's
not,
on you, Chris.
It's not supposed to work. They're not supposed to hear you. 6-point advantage. Lloyd, 1 of the 3, drives inside, contact, basket, and a foul.
And this is the danger of Seattle's offense. You can dial it up for anybody on the floor right here. Jewell Loyd right down the lane line, aggressive attacking. And so what Pokey Chapman is saying, that's the principle of verticality. Now in the NBA, that would not be a foul. In the women's game, that's a foul.
And Lloyd completes a 3-point play. The lead cut to 3.
Sorry, Chris, it's not a foul in the NCAA on the men's side either. That's a foul in the NCAA on the women's side. That's a rule that the women should allow.
90 seconds to play, Indiana by 3. Jump pass, and it's kicked, but picked up by Mitchell.
Fortunately, it hit the official.
And Mitchell banks it in.
And that's the kind of breaks you have to have if you're going to knock off the second best team in the WNBA right now.
8 for Mitchell in the 4th quarter. She has 11. Fever had won 8 straight here at home against Seattle before a Storm win last year.
Oh my goodness.
As Lloyd banks it in.
Wow, what a shot.
81-78, 1 minute to play. Indiana by 3. Boy, we have seen just simply great games here at Bankers Life.
That looked like Kobe.
It did. Mitchell drives on Lloyd, has the ball slapped away, 45 seconds, 4 to shoot. Dupree, short, they call a foul on Stewart.
And Jenny Boucek can't believe it.
And
she's, oh my goodness, she's going to get a technical. Was she warned? Because I haven't seen her say anything to the officials all game.
That's not the time to get a technical.
No, it's not.
In a 3-point game.
Wow. Okay, now I'm wondering if she had been warned earlier. I'm not aware if she was. She was out of the box. However, there's 41.6 seconds left in the game. There's no way Jenny Boucek was trying to get that, obviously. So you shoot the free throws, you go to the point of interruption. Hey, well, last time we were in here, Pokey Chapman got one of those.
Yeah, she did.
In a very similar manner.
But the Fever had the lead, I think, at that point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think Indiana had the lead. The game was... So Dupree at the line, just hit 1 of 2, and now she misses again. So that's what... That got Boucek her technical foul.
Well, she wasn't that close to midcourt.
No,
I know she was
wasn't.
out of the box, but man.
5-point lead.
If they lose, that's one error.
Debbie, look at Indiana right now in a position to win the game. They've been a good three-point shooting team in the past. They're only 2 of 9 tonight. They've done it with the mid-range and getting to the free throw line. They made 36 free throws Wednesday night. They're 17 of 21 tonight. Stewart creates the contact, but gets the foul on Achanwa. And again, they've gone quick. They want to make both free throws, cut it to 3, and then play defense against Indiana and get the ball back. But the Fever right now in control, leading by 5. Stewart, an 85% free throw shooter. This is her third 20-point game of the year.
Yeah, Boki Chapman can advance the ball, so she has 1 full and 2 20s.
35 7/10. And Stewart makes them both. Timeout, Indiana. You know, you and I all night long have been talking about the Indiana bench coming in, having outscored all 8 opponents by an average.
Either. So you put one of your best passers on the inbound right here, Jeanette Poland-Mavunga.
3-point Indiana lead. JP inbounds. High screen Achanwa. They keep the ball in Wheeler's hands.
Yeah, they were getting ready to run the play that Boki Chapman had set out for them, but it's too early. You got to use up a little time here. There's about 11-second differential.
Boki Chapman, you can see her now directing and running the play with Wheeler. The high screen from Achanwa. Pull-up jumper by Wheeler, no good. And Clark the rebound, and a Seattle timeout with 12 1/10 to play.
You know what? I like the play and I like the set. Erica Wheeler has had the hot hand. Natalie Achanwa set a terrific screen. Actually, I know she's not doing it this possession.
So a 3-point game. Indiana in the lead. Seattle the basketball. Lloyd inbounds to Clark. Stewart has outstanding 3-point range, but they go to Bird. 6 seconds. Bird scrambles around, throws it up, short, and the Fever win.
You go for the 3 or you go for the quick 2. They elected for the 3. Good defense by the Fever to finish it off.
Indiana did a terrific